Hello, hello, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Outer Worlds. Last time we had just finished talking to everyone up here in, what's this place called? The Botanical Lands? Oh no, it was the town that had the proper name. Yeah, I just realized that we had a level up for Parvati that we never got around to. More engineering, there we go. Fine, accept, and back. I believe our current quests are... Die robot, die. Yep, we just need to go to the, yeah, over to the geothermal plant. The frightened engineer, I think, is gathering all of the books. We found the first and second volume. The third one should be... No, that one notes one at the cannery, so I think the last one is over by the geothermal plant. A few kindred spirits means we just need to find her journal, and then we need Doc Maybell's and Gillam? Antrim's finger. I'm not going to continue to pronounce that name. It's pain. Alright. I believe the dock is in a cave up on our left around here. See if I remember correctly. It might be to the right instead. I could be very wrong here. If the dock isn't on the left, then I know at the very least that Antrim should be on our right. It appears that I was wrong about dock. Okay, we can't get any higher.
Not a peep for me.
I check how... Oh. I didn't realize you could do this. So you can just... change your thing like that. Alright. Well, either way, I think it's probably a good idea to kill these guys off, because I'm now interested in what they have. No. Big rock. Oh, no. Parvati, please target. Parvati, please target. Parvati, please target. Parvati, please target. Okay. Finish him off. Finish you off. There we go. That wasn't too bad. Let's see. We got a marauder thug over here. A little bit of bits. So there's back there and there's in here. Just a little bit of good loot here. Not see anything else. Well, let's check what's further down this way. Let me guess. It's gonna be more big boys. Which I completely forgot, but they reduce our stats whenever we're near them. No, we've got doggos. Doggos aren't too bad. I think from this range, we should fairly nicely be able to get a sneak attack. Okay, Parvati. Get out of this fight real quick. That shouldn't be too bad at all.
That's the last of them.
Okay. Yeah, right now she does not need to get hurt, so we won't have her be hurt. And then pick up all the corpses over here. Always love a bit of Adrena. Adrena time, though, is eh. I like my heals. I don't like my drugs. Alright. and heal up the last of our missing HP. I would have thought there would have been something more, but I guess not. Just a bunch of fights. I didn't level up, did I? No, it's... Oh. Make sure to reload all the weapons. Hey, Hansavot, how you doing out there? Surviving is better than not surviving. Anything particular going too terribly for you? Or just generally everything? More beasts over here. I still don't see the cave we're looking for. Probably around the other side.
Go.
Your contractor decided to cancel work yesterday. Yeah, that doesn't sound too great, huh? There you go. Get that to a more readable position. The contractor that was working yesterday really did anything for the... I'm not quite sure all of that was proper English, but I think I get the point. One contractor was just doing everything that the other one was supposed to.
Here we go. Nice hit. Nice one.
Okay, and then we can kill you pretty handily. One down, two down. There we go. Not too bad. Yeah. That sounds like they really need to get their stuff in order for who's doing what and actually stick to it. Because, yeah, if you don't do that in the work schedules, start to become a lot more lopsided for who's doing what. Oh, okay. Okay, I get you now. Yeah, it definitely does not sound fun.
I don't know anybody who ever came out this far.
Yeah, things have been going okay here. YouTube has been going well enough. Same with Twitch. But, yeah, family stuff on my end have not been that good. Oh, yep, there's the guy that we were looking to fight. Let's wait a second on actually fighting him. I believe if I run back here, he'll probably be
We're
aggro.
pretty good at this.
Yeah. Alright. And... oh, and there's Zoe. Just about see her over there. Not in red to make sure we don't accidentally shoot her. And Trim, where'd you go? Okay, we got 3 over here. Let's back up a spot. One down. Let your hackles fade.
No! Who did this?
Hey, here we
Okay, we need you dead. There we go.
down they go.
Nice and sneaky beaky like. Oh. Oh. Okay, well, the mines were not great for me.
Look at us.
Alright, where are the rest? No. Family between families has been suspiciously good lately. No, it's just a member of the family has come down with cancer again, so yeah, just general feelings over that side of stuff.
Wow, you put those marauders in the dirt quicker than the masked marketeer. Teach me your ways.
You're Zoe. Your people are looking for you.
What? You mean Adelaide's little congregation of nature-loving nobodies? I could not possibly be less interested in them. You, on the other hand, you were a sight to behold. If I had half your skills, I'd be the greatest outlaw the coast has ever seen.
I've been sent to find you.
Why? Adelaide wants me back on garden duty or something? Thanks, but I'm not going anywhere. This is where I belong.
I can't imagine you're happy out here. Food's awful, company's worse, and no serial dramas.
And no serial dramas. I've been thinking about going back. I just gotta know if Lord Cavendish really is the masked marketeer. I'll take my stuff and head on back, I suppose. Grace is gonna be glaring knives at me, so I've got that to look forward to.
I need you to clarify something for me.
I'm great at clarifying.
How are you even alive?
I don't know. The vital processes that constitute the miracle of life are mysterious and unknowable. Oh, you mean around these guys? The marauders wouldn't hurt me. They love me. I'm practically their queen. Yeah, must be my natural charisma.
I don't believe you. How'd you pull it off?
I may have bartered them a few boxes of Adrena time, but yeah, I'm sure that's got nothing to do with it.
Alright. Well, I'll be back.
Something there.
Stand and deliver. Always wanted to say that.
Oh, okay, there's someone. Who is this? Are you named? Oh, there are mines out here. You get to die for your transgressions. I said die for your transgressions. Thank you. Yeah, so it was the latter. Break into this.
You're trying to get us all into trouble.
That's... What do you think you're doing?
Wait. I was just leaving?
Just don't make any trouble for me, okay? Look, I already bought what you were selling me. Just give me some time to gather up my personals.
Wait. That box in particular, huh? I'm not quite sure why that was what set her off, but I guess. Alright, what else do we have around here? Oh, that's a lot of loot. And we're missing the guy that was around here before. Oh yeah, so Hanselbud, you still good for playing StarCraft 2 again sometime. Probably just with co-op, but still. Did he disappear because I didn't kill him? I think that would be how it went, but I guess so. Hey, is there any particular day that would work best for you? Because I've got some stuff that I'll need to take care of, and just on the side of the person with cancer, but outside of that stuff and having an early Christmas thing with my family, because again, the guy is sick, so we just want to do it at a time that we can all for sure do it. But yeah, any particular day work best?
That was quick.
Okay. Yeah, I'll talk with you more on Discord about that later on then. Because I'll need to make sure that my schedule is straight with what days I'm helping out with stuff and what days I'm not. More primals out here. We probably will be able to get them nice and easy.
Okay, gone quiet.
Oh yeah, I'm not expecting to do it Christmas night itself. Well, I'm probably going to be free then. I'm not expecting anyone else to be. One down.
That was clean.
Two down. Sorry for seeming a bit distracted. Someone's messaging me, and it's kind of important that I get back to them. Okay. Primal Behemoth. Can we see your... I think we can see your head. That isn't giving me an indication of what I'm shooting. Oh, because he is laying down. Come on. Oh. No.
Together.
Oh, that's a few of them. That is definitely a few of them. Don't snap my legs. Ah.
Nice one. Everyone all right?
Okay, we killed two. Okay. And heal back up. Anything there? That's the one in front. Fruit.
Ready for this.
Will you take out your leg? Bring out the other gun. Burn.
Rat smart.
Looks like I got a blinded step. Oh well. This isn't bad. There we go. Nice and quick finish. Oh, God, there's another one. Okay. Yeah, we've started hitting the point that we're a little bit more powerful than all the other people around here. And are all loaded up now. We have gotten a legendary weapon, which... I mean, let me see what it's like before I say we're not going to use it. All reliable stagger. We might use it. I'll have to see a little bit later. Good model spaceship. And loot off of you two, and there we go. Ah, and we are now overweight. Good thing. I forgot I got it! No. Why do I forget? Ah. Traveler, I'm definitely going to need to make sure to get that next level up. Alright, how far do we have to go? I think the community center had a vending machine we can sell to. So if we can get to that, then we should be able to get unencumbered again. Yeah, I figure by the end of the day, we should be able to get to the end of this planet in particular. Shouldn't be too difficult as long as I don't get interrupted too much in the middle of it, because I know at some point my mom is going to come back with my little brother. Oh, no, we have looted that. Alright, there we go, vending machine. Sell all my junk. That gets us well towards being underweight. Then we can just sell this. Keep the other one, we can give it to Parvati. And then, don't need you. Need you. Don't need you. You. No, we can probably just... There we go. That seems about good. And back out we go. Now, we didn't find it on the upper end, so perhaps the cave is on the lower end of what we were checking out. I still need to go and double check where that last guy is, so... I guess we head up first. Or, take a look over this cliff. If we can see the cave that I've been trying to get to... Doesn't look like I can. Alright. Keep an eye on the left as we head on through. I think that's just the back way into the botanical labs. That could be wrong, though. Okay, but really, where is this last guy that we were trying to find? Yeah, he probably is. And that we cannot have. This cat is not happy with the idea of them getting away. Speaking of which, I think I can reposition just slightly, so I'm no longer on the ammo counter. There we go. Well, I'm now on the ammo counter instead of in front of the ammo counter. He was in this town. Oh, we have missed an area back here. Parvati gave me a bit of a spook there. All good. Where did you come from? Any reaction? Nope. They were here before. Is that him and he just ran into a mine? Oh? Where on... Still in the journal, right? Yeah, he's still in the journal. I set this as an active quest. Are those quest markers in the top? Because I have a feeling those are going to end up being quest markers. Oh! I killed him. Did I kill him? No, there had to have been a landmine out here. Well, I never would have found him without that, so I guess that is a quest marker, and we are... Wait, does that... Oh, so it's only on the top side. Got it. Yeah, we're gonna try and not use that as much as possible. Alright, in that case, I'm gonna say it's okay, just because apparently he had died? But yeah, technically he was safe from my tyranny. Just, safe in death. But yeah. Trying to go check out where this other cave is. I'm like 98% sure it is on this back wall somewhere. Just have to figure out where. This is... Oh, yes, I should probably head into the botanical labs for at least 1 second, because I believe we can turn in the Zoe quest now, since we've technically, I think, gotten her to return home.
What is it?
Hello, Grace. I've talked Zoe into coming back.
We didn't always get along, but I'm glad to know she's safe. What happened, anyway?
She, joined up with a band of marauders. They didn't hurt her.
Zoe joined up with a band of marauders. Zoe. The same Zoe who doesn't know a barrel from a trigger. Well, I've heard stranger things. You pretty much did my job for me. Least I could do is pay you for your trouble. Let me know if I can do something for you.
Yep. I'll leave you be. I mean, yes, you are right. Safety for me does not mean that, they can't stumble onto someone else's trap. I think that's their own trap, though. I think that the mines are the marauder stuff. I could be very wrong about that, but I believe that is the case. It could also just be that the town has been throwing them everywhere, which is why they both had it at the back door, and, they snuck it around all the marauder locations, but I'm not entirely sure about that one. We are going to avoid this settlement for now. As much as I want to do the geothermal stuff, I know that there's another place back here we can get a good bit of loot from. And yeah, this isn't the cave.
Here they come!
Oh, God. No, we want pistol. There we go. Okay, kill him. Thank you. And then we go around and collect all the loots. Good loots. Wait, where does this path lead? Is it just random upper path? I recognize this. This is where we wanted to be. Take out the lookout. Plug there. Plug here, and look out here. Yeah, this is definitely where we want to be. Yep, tamed canids. Marauder hooligan.
Here we go!
Yep, and there's Doc.
I'm on it!
Okay, please don't stand in front of me, girl. Thank you. And looks like we've cleared them all out. And that is the last finger. Alright, I don't believe there's too much more good stuff in here. Yeah, they've already looted those. Got a fun times barrel there. A little bit of alcohol. A little bit of miscellaneous stuff. And up here, just some general good stuff. Alright. Reload everything we have. Yeah, I'm so glad we actually found this, because I did not realize this was in a upper area of some kind. Anything else around here? I don't think there is, but you never know. This is just the back way into Botanical Lab. Yep, just the back way. Alright, we'll leave that alone for now. And then we'll clear out this little place back here. I'm gonna try and do it a bit stealthy-like. Probably means killing the doggos first.
Real slick.
Where you at, little doggo? You know what, let's wait for them to aggro real fast. Come on, clear up. I know you can. I don't quite know what was happening there. That's it. Lift that little head of yours up. There we go.
Here we go.
Finish off Doggo. And finish off you. Nice and clean. I think that's everyone, because they would have aggroed the rest if I know how the aggro system works in this. However, I could have sworn that there was a robot somewhere around here. Or at least a mech suit of some kind. Alright, all that's looted. Got the Adreno. Lovely, lovely Adreno. Wait, was that? Yeah, a little bit of bits. Never bad get. And ammo definitely makes up for what we already spent for this. Not too much here, but decent loot either way. I'm definitely gonna have to start breaking down weapons for gun parts again, because I have a feeling this is gonna be a bit damaged already. What was it? Sealed. Not barred, but sealed. Is there another way in? Does this also say sealed? No, this doesn't say anything. Why do you say sealed? I actually have never noticed that before. Is there a thing in this house that... Oh, apple juice. Doesn't look like there's anything. Why are you sealed? What is sealed supposed to mean in this context? I'm desperately looking around, seeing if there's like a terminal or something I can get to, but it doesn't look like it. And we have broken a leg. Oh, goody. Yeah, I'm not seeing how we're supposed to get in there. Huh. Yes, I'm very familiar with D&D. To the point that we are currently trying to get a couple of campaigns going, at least over the break. 5e is my most common thing that I play, but I also play quite a bit of 40k TTRPGs. Haven't played much of the other proper D&Ds like 4th edition, 3rd edition, yada yada, but yeah, I have played quite a bit of 5th, and done a little bit of reading on at least the lore and stuff and the rest. Okay, I know you aren't empty. Yep.
System. Security patrol.
We can handle
initiate.
What? What are you? What? Shock cannon. Heavy weapons, energy stun. Oh, there we go. That explains why it wasn't going red. Honestly, thought this was gonna fire a bolt of something. I was not expecting electric flamethrower. Decently surprised and happy with it, though. I think most of the time when I played this last, I never really used alternate weapons. Basically came down to pistol and snipe. You... Nice and easy hack. Disarm the security fences. View recent logs. Accessing. Error. Security logs inaccessible. In keeping with Spacer's Choice company policy, all security logs have been terminated in the event of a major emergency, catastrophic event, or security breach. But that's why you want them. Attention, scheduled security updates at this Spacer's Choice facility are critically overdue. Your last security update occurred on error date not found. If you are a member of the Spacer's Choice security details assigned at this location, please turn in your identification for immediate reprimand. Failure to do so may result in an immediate reprimand. Yes. If you don't do the thing that's going to get you reprimanded, you will be reprimanded. Oh.
Watch out!
There we go. Wait. Where did his body go? Wait. Oh. Oh no. Not sure this electro cannon's quite safe. Let's see. 5e is good enough for this. What would you say is smartphone for the player's ability being forgotten? The player or the DM? I lean towards. Yeah, so I say in all cases, if you own your character, and it's not like an ability like how, by base, the,
Here we go! Don't mess with us!
the Wild Surge ability is supposed to work,
Performing an error.
then it's the player's fault if they don't remember something. As you said, yeah, the DM can remind the player, and as a DM, or even as another player, if I ever remember stuff like that, I do make sure to remind the player, even if it's just like a DM, like, hey, don't forget you have this. Because, I mean, I want everyone to be able to play at the highest level that they can. But again, I don't always remember that. Heck, I myself hardly ever remember when there's stuff like, oh yes, we have a plus d4 to doing this. I will never remember that. especially if it's like a temporary buff of some kind. So whoever gives me the buff usually is the one to remind me, and it's usually the same the other way as well. Let's sell stuff off over here. But yeah, if I'm the DM or another player, I do make sure to remind people, even though it's not my fault if they don't remember. I just like everyone being able to play with all of the stuff they have. No, we're not going to sell the weapon or armor just yet, because I want to equip Parvati with slightly better armor. 17 on the helmet, and 17 on the chest plate. And how about armor? Do we have... No, we can upgrade that armor. There we go. Oh, actually, I don't want to sell off all of this. I want to break down as much as I can. Is there a hotkey for just saying yes? Break this down? Well, either way, all of it is gone now. Let's repair all equipped. Yeah, enough by far. And head inside. But yeah, in the case of something like Wild Surge, the player does need to remind the DM, especially if it's a new ability or something like that. But honestly, in that case, a lot of the time, the way that I play it is just give the player the ability to control Wild Surges.
Got it. Heads down.
And then have the ability for the DM to say, we're not going to Wild Surge just yet, or, you know what, you're going to have a random Wild Surge at this time with a roll of a dice or whatever, just because that keeps the little bit of randomness, but it doesn't make it so that if the DM forgets it, 98% of it is just gone. Alright, I'm going to read this out real quick. Receptionist terminal. Error. Terminal memory purged. Maintenance log. Purged. Personnel files. Purged. Company notifications. Purged. Messages. Purged. Personal memos. Purge incomplete. 2 files available. File 1. I had to borrow your copy of the Young Spacer's Guide to Mechanical Engineering. Radio's been sputtering and I needed the reference. I've returned the copy to the repair bay. Well, that's how we complete one quest. File 2. Chaos everywhere, mechanicals have gone haywire, gunfire, hearing some screams. Oh la, I think that was someone's leg. Would like to leave early for the day. Please deduct delinquency fee from my pay. Thank you. Proud to be a member of the Spacer's Choice family. Yeah, it doesn't look like they quite got out. Let's see. So in this case, we forgot that I had the slasher feat. Yeah, forgot that I had the slasher feat. Reduces movement speed by 10 for any successful slashing hit. Makes any enemy hit with a crit with a slashing weapon make attacks at disadvantage till my turn. I took a lot of damage from that enemy making straight rolls when I crit on it earlier that turn. Yeah, so far it's sounding like something that it would be up to you to remember, A, that you have that feat and that's going to cause an effect. But B, well, it is the DM's job to remember what's happening to his people, just giving him a heads up probably would have also been a nice thing for him. Alright, messages. From Spacer's Choice. Subject, get it together. Miss Braden. Miss Braden. This letter serves as an informal notification of our company's displeasure towards your management of the Emerald Vale geothermal plant for reasons related to exceeding your staff budget in your latest quarterly report. Please select 5 subordinates to be dismissed immediately. Additionally, please contact our office to schedule your official reprimand at your earliest convenience. Failure to schedule your official reprimand will result in an official reprimand. The Spacer's Choice family would like to collectively remind you that working for Spacer's Choice is a right is not a right, sorry, but a privilege. From J. Braden. Two spaces choice. Subject, no need for a reprimand. To the esteemed members of the Emerald Vale Development and Oversight Committee. I hope this letter finds you wealthy. Said healthy, I get it. After due consideration of your last letter, I have identified and terminated no fewer than 5 subordinates who were unable to provide sufficient justification for their ongoing employment. I would like to remind the Oversight Committee that while most of Emerald Vale has failed to meet its production and output quotas, particularly our agriculture and fishing/canning departments, neither of which are anywhere close to profitable, the Emerald Vale geothermal plant remains committed to providing cheap, cost-effective power to the entire region. Regards, Juno Braden, Manager. From Space's Choice. Subject, no need for reprimand. Miss Braden. We have investigated the claims made against the profitability of the greater Emerald Vale region. Our office agrees with you. Agriculture and fishing/canning have experienced a steady decline, while the Emerald Vale geothermal plant remains somewhat profitable. Our offices are currently investigating ways to implement additional cost-saving measures, which will ultimately lead to a leaner, more streamlined, more efficient geothermal plant. Please be informed that the Spaces Choice Development and Oversight Office have taken significant insurance policy against the Emerald Vale geothermal plant. The office would like to assure you that this insurance policy is standard procedure. Do not attempt to interpret, understand, or otherwise extrapolate meaning from this decision. As a special courtesy, we have deployed a proprietary team of engineering specialists to the Emerald Vale geothermal plant. This team of specialists has been instructed to retrofit and upgrade the plant's population of automechanicals free of charge. Thank you for your cooperation. Yeah. So, they did something to the robots. That's it. Well, the thing is, both of us, myself and the DM, forgot about the crit on the feet. Yeah. Like, it's less of a point blames things have gone wrong thing, and more of just, yeah, probably would have been good to remember that. Depending on how good or, like, if I'm a DM, sorry, depending on how good or badly things have gone when stuff like that happens, I'll tend to either make the encounter a little bit easier to make up for it, or even just no, I guess outside. Or just retroactively go, yeah, so in reality, that did happen, so we're just gonna take this damage away and just make things a little bit right. That is something that's up to the DM in the end, though. If you ever feel like something like that is unfair or something, then you just have to bring it up to the DM and be like, hey, in the future, if something like this happens, and both of us forget, is there any way we can just make it a little bit better for our side? Because I know you aren't trying to kill us. Because if your DM is trying to kill you, then you have no chance of surviving, because the DM just says, yeah, so Rock's fault, you die. And there's no way you could say no. Alright, unlock door, enter passcode, personnel files. Access personnel log 079. Geothermal Security Office. Personnel logs S. Tanaka, Chief of Security. Chester Higgins again, that dullhead, found him fiddling around with one of the automechanicals. I had to write him up for tampering with company property. Just in case I'm reading this a couple of days from now and feel bad for what I've done, let me remind myself that I've warned him before. He's always been a little crooked in the skull. He was working on some logic module. I confiscated it, should be in my lockaway room for the foreseeable future. And that's one of the things we need to get. Personnel log. S. Tanaka, Chief of Security. Doesn't sit right with me. Company's been replacing our guards with automechanicals. At this rate, I'm going to end up Chief of Security with no staff. I've got a small army of mechanicals knocking about, guns pointed every which way. Company tells us they're safe. Programmed to treat us humans like their own. People are liable to break down, but an automechanical never will. I don't know. Doesn't sit right with me, but the company's never been wrong before, I suppose. Personnel log 98. From S. Tanaka, Chief of Security. Worst has happened. Mechanical's gone crazy. Locked myself down here. Just trying to gather my courage. Gonna make a mad dash for the control room. Might be able to shut things down. Will delete this entry if I ever return. Access. Automated message 006. Geothermal Security Office. Greetings, Security Chief S. Tanaka. This is an automated message initiated by Space's Choice Worker Safety Contingency Protocols. A security lockdown has been initiated. This is not a test. Your behavior during this breakdown will be reviewed during your quarterly audit. Anxiety is a common side effect of life-threatening situations and danger. Engine? Nope, not gonna try it. I'll look it up another day. By security lockdowns. Fighting back against anxiety with ice-cold bottle of zero G brew, an ale that's good for what ails you. Alright. We have a door here. We have nowhere near the lockpicking required, but we can just get a key card instead. And I think there was a way down here. Oh. Goodbye. Okay, there we go. One good thing about killing off all the mechanicals here is that we're getting a lot of, like, armor parts and stuff like that, so we'll be able to repair up nicely. Alright, redirect power. Warning, security features detect failures, sorry. I didn't get any word there right. Security failures detected. High likelihood of moderate to severe structural damage. Warning, redirecting power is an irreversible procedure. Processing. Error. Redirect power function has failed. Manual override required. Please activate all 3 lockdown switches. Power plant status. Master control terminal plant status. This access report brought to you by Space's Choice. Emerald Vale geothermal plant operating at 22% efficiency. Power is currently being distributed to Edgewater Saltuna Cannery and Botanical Laboratory. Structural damage detected. Please notify your designated supervisor. Alright. Yeah, you're level 8? Here are 9 tasks and an aspect of Tiamat for good measure. Yeah, yep. The aspect of Tiamat is there in case you start using, like, arrows from on high. Just make sure that you can't just fly your way out of this one. Funnily enough, a level 2 artificer and a friend of some description can deal with a Tarask and a fair few other high-level entities. Yep. My absolute favorite overpowered thing is... Kill you. Thank you. My absolute favorite overpowered thing in D&D is not a caster, surprisingly enough, or any type of magical class. It is the Zealot Barbarian, who, at level 20, cannot go unconscious while raging, does not ever end their rage without wanting to, and lastly, cannot die until their rage ends. So there's all these theories that initially I had thought about myself, and then I got on to, I forget if it was Reddit or something else, and read about other people's ones. Oh, wait, no, that one was Bard. That's just like, yes, because of this, you can become an immortal raging barbarian, or zealot barbarian, that is, that is encased in stone for the rest of eternity. And then someday someone digs you up, and then there's the start to your level 20 campaign. Which I just loved the idea, because it's just about the only level 20. Oh. Level up. Oh, that's right. Skill points. I'm using a lot of heavy weapons now. Let's put 5 points here. And 5 points here. There we go. Yeah, it's just about the only level 20 character creation thing that allows you to be basically entirely unknown to the world, with the exception of maybe some rumors in the past. Alright, I think up here was where we were supposed to get that control chip from the note. all of you. Got his security key card. A little level. We need 70. Chester's passcode. Yeah, I don't think we found that. Bard. Loot, loot, loot. Oh, yes.
Self-diagnostics complete. Navigation systems operational.
I forgot
Combat
about this.
systems operational. It's not the best choice. It's the spacer's choice.
This is odd. Why aren't you attacking me?
Hostile actions towards spacer's choice mechanics are contrary to logical directive. Conclusion: all hostile automechanicals must be defective in compliance with spacer's choice policy. All defective automechanicals must be permanently dismantled. Please allow me to assist.
Alright. Let me get this straight. You want to help me destroy other automechanicals?
Affirmative. Mechanicide protocols loaded. Awaiting confirmation.
Confirmation granted. I like the sound of that. There we go. Good old Jeremy. And hastily written note. Borrowing a copy of the Young Spacer's Guide to Mechanical Engineering. I think it's volume 3. I need something to read down in the pit. Much obliged, C. Higgins. So now we need to go into the pit. Use terminal. Access repair log 0012. Corporate just sent a team of technicians to conduct a complete retrofit of our automechanicals. Every sentry and drum. It's not my place to say so, but doesn't this run contrary to Spacer's Choice mission of being as cheap as possible? Just in case I'm audited, I would like to formally express how grateful I am to be a part of Spacer's Choice family. Spacer's Choice is the leading brand in affordable sundry across Halcyon. It's not the best choice, it's Spacer's Choice. The Higgins. Repair log 0020. Just finished a routine maintenance of our mechanical sentries. I found some strange modifications to the logic modules. I haven't had time to run a diagnostic, so I don't know what's been modified. All I know is that these modifications were introduced in a recent retrofit. The company went through the trouble of retrofitting every single mechanical in this plant not very long ago, guessing that was the work of those visiting technicians. I filed a report, but my supervisor told me not to worry about it, said the company knew what it was doing, ordered me to forget about any alleged modifications to the logic modules. Decided to do a bit of sleuthing myself. Got my hands on a logic module. Time to do a little experimentation. Alright. We still need to find that logic module. I don't think we've picked it up yet. So usually it is limited to 1 minute, but I believe
If we send power to the vent.
I'm forgetting what caused it. There was either something in the way some high-level word or high-level ability was worded, or it might have been. What's it? It might have been off of the theory of re-raging during the rage, because you have unlimited rages. That allows you to continuously either chain rages or technically have an infinite have an infinite length of rage. I don't quite remember what it was, but I do believe that it existed. And it could have just been a mistake in reading, but I know that 1 or 2 other people's stuff that I've read had the same idea. Alright, well, time to clear out this way.
You're not real.
Hi, Higgins. How on earth are you still alive? Hi, Jeremy. Let's go to the door over this side first.
Not real. You're not real.
Lockpick this. And I believe it's, in rules is written that it's 6 seconds long. No, we don't need this right now.
Mind the steam. You're liable to get scalded.
Up we go.
Halt.
Incoming!
off you. There we go. And turn off steam. Now we have a nice bit of loot right here, with a lot of money to it. I forgot how much money was in that. Here. Yep, there it is. There's the door. I thought there would be.
System beginning to
Kill you. Reload. Please don't shoot me.
Resuming secure.
Leave. We can kill you nice and easily. There we go. Not too bad there. We still need to use one or two more of these, though. That is the last one we needed to hit, but I still want to go and check on, Oh, that's that door. Yep. There's still one place I wanted to go and check on before we leave. Which is down in the pit. For two reasons. First of all, because the poor guy's been down there for like a year or more. And the second reason... Ooh, quiet muzzle. You might want to put that on the sniper. What was I saying? Yeah, and the other reason, because I believe he has the Auto Mechanicals... Or the Mechanics Guide to... The Beginner's Guide to Mechanics? I don't remember the name. It's okay. It's okay. I'm friend. I'm totally not going to kill you upon seeing you, and that's not me just saying that. I intend it, Higgs. I intend it.
Not real. You're not real.
Alright, there we go. I will take your hammer.
You're not real. You're not real. Get away from me, Phantom. Shoot. Scram.
I don't have that high of a steak. Oh, okay. Calm down, I'm not trying to hurt you.
You can talk? The Phantom's never talked before. I knew I shouldn't have eaten that sprat raw. See? See, Higgins? This is why you must always boil your sprats before ingesting.
You're not imagining me.
Of course. Do excuse me. I experience brief flashes of mania during which I am visited by the phantoms of my imagination. Chester D. Higgins. The D stands for definitely not insane. I use it as a reminder.
Okay. The only thing I disliked about this is that we didn't have to use, like, a persuasion check to convince him we're real. What is it you do down here?
Oh, Higgins has been many things over the years. Sprat Wrangler, Saltuna Critic, Aetherwave Personality, Chairman of the Board, Galactic Defender, Sisty Pig Tycoon. I've come a long way for someone who started off as a simple engineer right here in this plant.
So I think if I remember correctly, he is actually a chairman of a board somewhere that got, like, sent off of the board. I'm not entirely sure. You were an engineer?
I specialized in automechanicals, drones, sentries, repaired them, maintained, upgraded, did it all from my old workroom just over in the next section.
Right. Was that before or after you became a Cispig Tycoon?
Oh, before. Definitely before. Sisty Pig Tycoonery was the apex of my long and storied career.
If you've worked on these mechanicals, you must know of a way to stop them.
Look, I don't want to fall into any trouble with the mechanicals. If they wise up to our plans, they will come for us. With prodding irons.
I can deal with the odd mechanicals. I made it this far, didn't I?
You know, you remind me of myself back when I was an intergalactic adventurer. I discovered a flaw. Their hostility levels were hardwired to maximum. There's no changing that, but you could rewrite their targeting protocol so they attack each other instead.
Mechanicals follow the behavior of their logic module. Someone tampered with it.
Yes, that's exactly it. I see you're also versed in the noble art of mechanical engineering. There's a behavior control terminal in the other room. It should have options to change how the mechanicals act, including whom they shoot at. Oh, that reminds me. You'll need my passcode to access the behavior control terminal. Here, let me just write it down for you.
Any idea where I can find a logic module?
Funny thing, I was working on a logic module just before the mayhem started. Security chief found me and confiscated the logic module.
Alright, and I wanted to ask you something.
The tail. Definitely start with the tail. If you're feeling adventurous, the ears are a particular delicacy.
You know what, I don't want to hear anymore. No.
Forgot what you were gonna say? Me too.
Okay. I'll be going now. There's the Guide to Mechanical Engineering. I believe that is the last one we need to collect. I don't think there are any more. Maybe on other planets, but none here. Up we go. Nothing over there. What about over here? Upstairs? That was just an altar away from that. Got it. Where was it? This terminal? Or was it upstairs? Further. Nope, not that one. Up. This terminal. There we go. Modify behavior. Select new mode. Error. All mechanicals in this facility have been mandated to remain in guard mode. Any attempt to alter this setting is punishable by company law. Your infraction has been noted in your permanent record. C. Higgs. Please see your supervisor to schedule a reprimand. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Select new target. Error. All mechanicals in this facility have been mandated to target intruders. Any attempt to alter this setting is punishable by company law. Your infraction has been noted in your permanent record. C. Higgins. Please see your supervisor to schedule a reprimand. Oh, I'm sorry, dude. Define intruders. Intruders. All persons or entities not identified as property of Space's choice. Would you like to modify the definition of intruders? Define intruders as Space's choice on mechanicals. Modified definition successfully forwarded to security. Please allow some time to process and remove all recently identified, all recently defined intruders. Return to root and exit. Alright. Yeah, so we have the security chief's keycard now. I believe we can take that over here. Yes, until this back room. Where we can take some mag picks, logic module, Reno, weapon parts, more stuffs, and a little bit more. Okay. Oh, right. Before we leave... Or no, I want to turn in the quests before we do this and take a little bit more of a look around both places. Transition to Emerald Vale region. We'll divert power in a second. I just want to see if we can get some data on some other places. Alright, fast travel over to... Let's go to the Botanical Lab first, turn in the Spacer's Choice Guide to Auto Mechanics, or whatever exactly it's called. No, it wasn't you, it was over here. Yep, here he is. And in this timeline, we didn't accidentally kill someone for stealing something.
Any luck finding one of those manuals?
It's your lucky day.
No kidding! Really? Well, which one?
The elusive Part 3, stashed away inside the old geothermal plant.
The geothermal plant? Now that is just incredible! You really went exploring down there? Adelaide always told us it was swarming with hostile mechanicals. That's a complete set! All 3 parts! I'm gonna be the greatest engineer Halcyon's ever seen! Aside from you, Ms. Parvati, I swear, I'll do you proud.
I'm glad we could help, Thomas.
I've been saving something for you. Just a little contraption I found. Should fit right into your outfit.
Alright, thanks for coming, Hansavot. I hope you have a great time out there. Okay, I wanted to ask you something.
What's on your mind?
How long have you lived here?
Couple months. This camp's my home. People you see milling about, they're my family. At least I think of them that way. I owe them my life. Would have died in the wilderness if they hadn't chanced upon me, starving and delirious.
What were you doing out in the wilderness?
We all left the cannery for one reason or another. Me? I was let go, mostly on account of my incompetence. I mean, I was incompetent. I couldn't even survive on my own. Grace found me, Adelaide took me in, I've been on my feet ever since.
You weren't incompetent. You just didn't fit the cannery. Not like here. This place had a U-shaped hole, and now it doesn't.
You could stay, you know. Here. I'd be happy to... we could really use... this isn't coming out right. If you want, Adelaide would make a place for you.
Well, I'll leave that up to them to decide. I should go. Alright. Let's see if we can get any more dialogue out of Adelaide.
I'm listening.
Nope. Alright. Back to Edgewater. They don't need a corporate service award. They have no use for it. There we go. Alright, first things first, let's go turn in these fingers.
We needing nothing but salt.
I've never actually...
Something to report?
I'm here to turn in a bounty.
We pay by the finger. What do you have for me?
We have Antrims.
Gil Antrim. Real name, Guillaume. Duly processed by a freelancer on behalf of Spacer's Choice. I remember him. Was just a kid last I saw him. Shame. I'll just need your signature here, 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 and here. Got any more fingers for me?
Yep, we have Doc Maybells.
Mabel Burgess. Age 37. Right or left-handed? Let's just say no longer applicable. I remember Doc Burgess. Conducted my physical every fiscal quarter. Guess she couldn't keep her hands off her patient's medicine. Still one outstanding bounty. If you've got a finger, I've got the paperwork.
Yep, here's Bertie Cottons.
Here we are. Bertie Cotton. Cause of death. Let's just say overwhelming physical trauma. Bert was the local preacher before Max took over. Always was quick to remind us that we all get what we deserve in the end. Well, that's all three. I must remember to requisition some more fingerprint ink. Here's all the compensation you've earned, plus a bonus.
What is this, Junior Deputy Constable?
You've done such a bang-up job hunting down our former workers that I thought it only proper to deputize you. Congratulations.
How did so many of your people end up marauders?
Let me stop you there. It is official Spacer's Choice policy that all marauders, regardless of prior affiliation to the Spacer's Choice brand, no longer qualify as our people.
Alright, forget I asked.
Something else I can do for you?
Nope. Thank you very much for your time. Back out we go.
Sometimes I wonder what I'm doing with myself.
Want to check in with the cannery. Actually, was there any other quests that we had? Oh, right, the logic module. We also can turn that in. We'll check in with the cannery first before we go, though. Reed Thompson.
My offer remains standing should you reconsider.
I wanted to talk to you about something.
Go ahead.
You seem pretty fixed on bringing Adelaide back to town.
Adelaide was our only flavor specialist. We are a Saltuna canning institution. Saltuna without flavor is like a cysty pig without tumors, borderline inedible.
That sounds disgusting.
Begging your pardon, Saltuna is a staple in the diet of any self-respecting spacer. Were it up to me, friend, I'd stack our larders with Saltuna galore. No other brand of Saltuna adds as much vim or vigor to the body's humors. But, and this is something we must keep between the two of us, Saltuna is hard to come by, what with being a species indigenous to the seas of another world.
Hang on, so what are you canning here exactly?
Oh, we've scavenged together some organic material from the surrounding environs. Mostly organic, mostly local mushrooms. Some of which possess a texture akin to a well-boiled slab of Saltuna. The difference is all but impossible to detect to any but the prissiest of palate.
Let me ask you something else.
Go ahead.
What makes you think I can convince those deserters to come back?
That you are not one of us may work to your advantage. Adelaide and her folk loathe the people of Edgewater, you see. I admit the fault was mine. I'm about as diplomatic as a bristling canid. I just hope Adelaide and her folk will see their way past my flaws and return to town.
Sometimes people move on, that's the way of things. This is an ugly place to live, of course people are going to walk away.
Nature is uglier. There is safety here. Safety and purpose. But not all of us see that, and I cannot force that vision upon them. Yes, we have lost good workers to desertion. We have lost even more to plague. But it is why we must square our shoulders and carry on.
I don't agree with purpose, but I do agree with the safety. You and Adelaide have a personal history.
Losing Adelaide was the hardest. She was our only flavor specialist. When she walked away, I knew we were in trouble. Spacer's Choice Saltuna is renowned across the system for its quality flavors and additives. We used to sell citrus-flavored Saltuna in our heyday. Ever since Adelaide left, we have been reduced to selling unflavored and spearmint.
Let me ask you something else.
Go ahead.
We need to have a word about this plague.
Can we not? Talking about unpleasant things always gets my bile up.
You withhold medicine from your own workers.
If I had enough medicine to treat everyone who fell sick, I would, but I don't. I can't save everyone. So I have to choose.
You let Adelaide's son die.
Adelaide's son was barely competent. I treat him with our medical rations, and it looks like I'm playing favorites. Now, I will not pretend to understand the suffering Adelaide must have felt on account of losing her child, but she is not the only one to have felt such suffering. I wish she had stayed with us. Adelaide left us when we needed her most.
How long has this plague been happening?
That I cannot say. There was no moment when the plagues began. Disease always lurks on the fringes of society, waiting to infect the idle and the lethargic. But in the last 10 years, the plagues have become progressively worse and increasingly frequent.
You should have developed immunity after repeated exposure to a single strain of contagion.
Corporate doesn't like us using the word should. It encourages the imagination. I believe plague is a test. It is a test of our loyalty and our fortitude, and it is one we will see through to the end.
I should go. Yeah, we still can't lockpick this. He is very right on the safety of this place. There is nowhere else on this particular map that is as safe as the actual town itself. The Botanical Gardens is nowhere near as safe. When put together with the knowledge that I have of stuff that we'll be able to do. And just that fact alone, because last time I was here, I worked off of that fact. I just have to give the power over to Edgewater. The factory proper is the only place that has walls. The rest of it just has mines and someone with a gun. Not exactly great. Alright, here is your logic processor.
Bring us honor, soldier. Bang up work, soldier. You're a credit to your uniform. Oh, that reminds me. Gotta look into getting us a uniform. So this is it then. The key to humanity's victory over the mechanical hordes. I would reward you with the gratitude of the resistance, but I'm guessing you want something tactile. So here's a couple bits for your trouble, and a little something to remember me by.
Take care. Alright. Oh, we almost have a level up, too. Well, map. Over to the geothermal plant. I think that's the last place. Yeah, I think that's the last place we have. Then corporations joined together and formed the Halcyon Holdings Corporation. The rest is gone, but if I look over there, to buy the right to the Halcyon system, they set out their first colony ship in the late 23rd century. Right, through the door. That face. That face. Alright. Nope. Don't head down, just head to the right. Any other quests we have? Nope.
Once we do this, there's no going back. Hey, mister? Look, I know you want your power regulator and all, but I just gotta ask you. Do you understand what you're about to do?
More than you know, Parvati. But I wouldn't mind hearing your opinion.
I don't think you should cut off Edgewater's power. I think it would be cruel. I'm sorry. That just sort of came out all at once. Edgewater's hurting. We've been losing workers year after year, and corporate hardly ever sends replacements. There's barely enough Saltuna to fill our bellies anymore. But the town's got some good people in it. Decent, hard-working folk just living their lives the only way they know how. They don't deserve to be punished.
Reed tells me Edgewater's going to die without workers and power.
That sure sounds like Mr. Thompson. If he was standing here, I imagine he'd remind us of how we're all one big, happy Spacer's Choice family. In Mr. Thompson's eyes, those deserters are still part of the Spacer's Choice family. The family must work together in order to survive. I hate to say it, but I think Mr. Thompson's got a point. Unless those deserters come back, Edgewater's as good as dead. Cutting off their power might be the only way.
Alright, I see your point, and I think I'm ready to make a decision.
Sorry, I didn't mean to babble on like that. I felt like I had to say something.
Don't worry about it. I was barely listening to you. No, we can't do that. Alright, let's get going. Only one thing to do before making a big decision. Drinking all the alcohol you have on you. Let's see. Do I have alcohol? Well, I might not have alcohol. Oh well. Redirect power. Continue. Send it to Edgewater. And the first thing we're going to do is check on the botanical labs. How far is it? Close enough, we'll walk. The reason that, in this case, I'm so adamant about not sending it to the labs is that, first of all, there's no way the labs can defend themselves in the long term. They don't have the resources, they don't have the supplies, and the cure for the plague, while here, isn't exactly sustainable. Did that put me overweight? Yes. Alright. Just... yeah. Some of this. That wasn't the button I meant to press. What's the specialty about this? Done. Oh well. Get rid of it. There we go. Talk to the crowd. But yeah. It has no way to defend itself properly. What are you...
Home is where the heart is. Marauders took that saying a little too literally.
Okay. They don't have the ability to defend themselves. Maybe in the short term, but not if the whole city came with them. It's relatively defensible. There's only that entrance and the entrance with the mines, but the entrance with mines, just 2 people walking through it, make it so that the entire area is just immediately taking over. They have chickens, but they could bring the chickens over to the factory itself. The factory isn't great, of course, but they're not just going to die. So, time to join in the circle.
I know, I'm trying to think.
Keep your wits about you, friend.
What happened? Sprat fell into a transformer again?
Everybody keeps staring at me. It's not my fault the power's dead.
Keep your wits about you, friend.
Don't know how much longer we'll last without power.
Keep your wits about you, friend.
I don't know how much longer we'll last without power.
I don't know what you did to talk some sense into Zoe, but I appreciate it.
Right. And none of the rest of you are named. Let's go get the transformer.
That's the thing about growing old. Your eyes start to fail. Elsewise, I would have seen you for the snake that you are, chopped you into pieces and roasted you on a spit. This is all you're doing. Cutting off my power, killing off my garden. Without refrigeration, my food will spoil, and my flock will starve. I want to ask you this in private, away from the eyes of my flock, so they do not see me lose my temper. Tell me, why did you do it?
Reed needs his people back.
You want my flock wasting their lives in that cannery? Fine. Go and talk to them. Go talk to Grace and Thomas. Look them in the eye and tell them their life here is over, and the only thing left to do is go back to Edgewater. This is now your responsibility. And you tell Reed Thompson that I will never return to Edgewater. I would rather die among my flowers than live under his management.
I'm willing to deal with Reed for you.
You offering to cross Reed off, huh? This some sort of twisted reparation for what you've done? Or you just looking for a chance to sow some chaos? Kill Reed if you must, or talk him into leaving if you can. He and I are not sharing the same 4 walls together.
Reed isn't just going to leave his post. I'll need some help convincing him.
Tell Reed that I can make his people healthy again. I can end their plague. Start a new garden right in the cannery. 3 square meals for every man and woman in Edgewater. Tell him how I've made the Vale bloom again. The soil has whispered its secrets to me, and I alone know how to breathe life back into the earth. The secret is human corpses. I've been grinding them up in my fertilizer for years. Marauder, worker, don't matter much to me. A human body is rich with nutrients.
And that is why this isn't sustainable. What happens when you run out of corpses?
Edgewater Cemetery's got corpses aplenty. Enough for a generation's worth of crops.
Enough talk.
Wow, you got that?
First of all, we're taking this. Next, convince those who are still here.
Sorry. I'm just trying to figure out what to do is all.
You won't survive without power. It's time to go back to Edgewater.
I've been thinking about going back. I'm not much use to anybody here. I get sick thinking about working at the cannery. I can't do that again.
So don't work at the cannery. You wanted to be an engineer.
You know something? I think you're right. The town could use another engineer, and I'm on my way to becoming one. I could do a lot of good in Edgewater. Maybe even keep a garage of my own with a little workbench and my very own toolbox. It's just... Adelaide's never gonna forgive me. Not in 100 years. I go crawling back to my old life in Edgewater, and I'm as good as dead to her.
Stay put. I'm going to try to talk Reed into stepping down.
You know where to find me.
I should go.
Marauders can't see us in the dark. Wild canids, on the other hand.
There's nothing left for you here. Time to go back to Edgewater.
The matter's been weighing on me. Zoe came back, but I couldn't keep her from slipping out in the first place. Who's to say I could keep marauders from slipping in? I don't see us lasting more than a couple of weeks out here. I'm loath to admit it. We're gonna have to make our peace with Thompson and hope he takes us back. Listen, we go back to Reed, hat in hand, begging for our old jobs back. Well, Adelaide's not gonna forgive us. She never talked to us again.
Thomas told me the same thing.
Edgewater's not just a town to Adelaide. It's a symbol of everything that's wrong with this colony. A big, heartless machine of metal and gears grinding workers down to dust. We're the closest thing Adelaide's got to a family. We go back to Edgewater, she's gonna feel betrayed.
I'm gonna try to talk to Reed into stepping down.
Sure, suit yourself. I'll be here.
Zoe says she fought her way out of a marauder camp with her own bare hands.
Apparently I could just trade with you, alright.
How do you expect me to enjoy the adventures of the map?
Yep, you are completely useless. Alright, over to Edgewater. It's time to talk to Reed. Go. Reed Thompson.
This is a fine day, friend. Power flows through our town like a cool stream of water. I trust Adelaide's people have seen their way to reason. So, when can I expect them back at their posts?
I've spoken to Adelaide. He won't come back as long as you're here.
Then we are at an impasse. Stewardship over this town has been entrusted to me by Spacer's Choice. I am not perfect. I have made my share of mistakes. But I have done my best for this town.
Your town's a mess, Reed.
I have been holding this town together with both hands. You can't just expect me to leave. I am a Spacer's Choice man. My father was a Spacer's Choice man. Edgewater may not look like much to some buttoned-up freelancer, but it is my home.
Adelaide's people aren't getting sick with plague.
I don't believe you. Plague's a reality of life. Best treatment is a good work ethic.
The town doesn't eat anything but sole tuna. Of course your people are going to get sick.
You are disparaging our parent company, and it is not appreciated. We are a Spacer's Choice salt tuna cannery. We eat salt tuna here, and only salt tuna.
That's it? Just sole tuna every single day?
The salt tuna's been a mite bland ever since Adelaide left. And we don't get as much salt tuna these days, so we've had to improvise to meet quotas. We've added wood chips, some mushrooms, bit of sand, tossed some canid bits in our processor once. It all tastes like salt tuna in the end.
How long have you been living like this?
Couple years, give or take, right around the time the first wave of plagues hit the town. Now listen, I do not know what pretty rhetoric Adelaide has fed you, but plagues are a simple fact of life.
Adelaide's found a way to grow food. He'll come back if you step down.
You will excuse me for being skeptical. How exactly is Adelaide growing crops in barren soil?
Look, Reed, all I know is that it involves some really complicated math, and it works.
If Adelaide's found a way to feed her people and cure the plague, then she deserves this office more than I do. I won't stand in her way. My life here is ended. Give me a little time to settle my affairs. I'm sure Adelaide will be glad to see the back of me.
What are your plans?
A couple months ago, I might have put in for a transfer. It's a big colony. Spacer's Choice has other towns. Now, I couldn't show my face in any of them.
Why not?
No such thing as an honorable resignation. Suppose I could find a place outside the walls, or put in for early retirement.
This can't be easy on you.
I have always tried to do right by my town. It has never been easy.
Take care. Oh. Off we go. Time to return back to Adelaide. They're hostiles. Nothing? Let's try walking to the left and then fast traveling. There we go. Alright, Adelaide, it's been done.
Look at that. The snake's come back.
Talk Reed into leaving. Come back to Edgewater.
I never thought I'd see the day that Reed Thompson abandoned his post. Suppose we all have a breaking point. Suppose it's time our flock made our way back to Edgewater. We must tend to what remains of the town and carry on with our lives as best we may. You're vexing to me, you know? Injuring us with one hand, helping us with the other. Here, I'm giving you something to leave us be. It's a ransom, you understand, not a reward.
Edgewater's better off with you running the place.
You're telling me you did all this just to put me in charge of Edgewater? Stranger, you are some kind of twisted. I might turn that old cannery into a garden. Got ourselves a whole cemetery bursting with bodies. I need some time to gather my personals. Long walk back to Edgewater. Got a considerable burden to carry.
Again.
I'm not in the lightest of humors right now.
Adelaide's agreed to go back to Edgewater.
Didn't think she'd go back so long as Reed was still running the place. Something must have changed. If Adelaide's going back to Edgewater, we'll follow her.
Oh, wait.
Keep your wit.
I'm glad Adelaide's coming back to town with us. With Reed gone, we're gonna need her leadership.
Alright. And our task is done. Don't think we have anything left on this planet. I will put some points into... Well, let's get dialogue up to 40. That gets me Terrify and Scramble duration. Scramble. I guess... Fast travel while encumbered? That's gonna be that for now. Let's head back to the ship.
Is this your ship? Oh my stars, she is just so handsome. Does she have a name yet? What's her drive model? Oh, gosh. Listen to me babbling. When I was in Edgewater, I dreamed of flying on a real ship, working on a real engine, belonging to a proper crew. I'm the only decent mechanic Edgewater's got, but every time I think of going back, I get this sinking feeling.
I can understand not wanting to go back. You didn't seem happy with Edgewater.
Well, it's kind of you to say that. And you're right. I wasn't happy. I want to ask you something, and you can say no. But can I come with you? I could tend to your engine. I know my G-valves for my catalyzers, and I can keep your ship singing. And if you ever need a pair of eyes watching your back, I can do that too. What do you think?
I'd be glad to have you along. Pick a cabin and it's yours.
Yes! I mean, thanks. You won't regret this, mister. Captain. I can call you Captain now. Ha! I got a captain.
Alright, in we go. Hello, Max.
Well, I certainly am looking forward to flying on a ship named the Unreliable. I'll just head upstairs and claim a room.
Captain, I have detected that Edgewater's power supply is now optimal.
I applaud your willingness to invest your time in the local community. What can I do for you, Captain?
I have a power regulator.
Do you know how to install a power regulator?
Yeah, I know what I'm doing.
Outstanding, Captain. Your aptitude for engineering will prove invaluable in the event of another catastrophic engine failure. Our engine room is located behind you. Across the cargo bay, up the ladders.
Alright, I'll be back. Up and straight back here.
What can I do for you, Captain?
I've installed the power regulator.
All systems are operating within acceptable parameters. I am prepared to bring the Unreliable into low-altitude orbit. This should prove an adequate test of our flight capabilities.
Let's get out of here. And into space we go. Raising your stealth skills unlocks sneak attack for bonus damage. Reviewing items unlock containers.
A communication request from Dr. Phineas Wells.
Good, I've been waiting to hear from him.
Aha, there you are. Hale and hearty, and captain of your own ship. I see you're putting the Unreliable to good use. Shame about her former captain. Horrible way to die. How are you feeling, by the way? I lost track of you in that cave back there. Experiencing any, unnatural drippage? Perfectly normal side effect of thawing, I assure you.
I've been feeling a little lightheaded, also I can slow down time.
Oh, that, yes, that's probably permanent. I wouldn't worry about it, though. I'm sure you're fine. What you saw in Emerald Vale is happening all across the colony. Food shortages, lack of supplies, and basic necessities. We're dying. The chairman, the minister, and all their lackeys on the board are to blame. The Hope has some of the brightest minds Earth ever sent us. If we can revive the Hope's colonists, they can help us undo the board's mistakes. They can help us set things right. You need to get to Stellar Bay on Monarch. I have contacts there. They'll help me, help us, find the chemicals to revive your fellow colonists. Gladys Culkelly, lovely woman, runs a cozy little black marketing outfit on the Groundbreaker. She can get you a nav key to land on Stellar Bay.
Alright. I'll have a word with Gladys.
Excellent. I'll send her a wireless. Let her know you're coming. By the way, I gave Captain Hawthorne a disguise apparatus of my own design, cutting-edge technology, years ahead of its time. I call it the Holographic Shroud. I'm sure it will prove remarkably useful to you. You'll find it in the captain's quarters.
I'll put it to good use, thanks.
Excellent. I'll contact you once you've found a way to get to Stellar Bay. If you have any questions, come see me in my lab. And remember, don't trust the board. They'll try to win you over with promises of wealth and power, but it's a lie. The board's only interested in filling their own pockets. If we don't put a stop to them, they're going to run this colony to the ground.
Transmission ended. If you are ready to depart, please select a destination on your navigation terminal.
Got it? Well, first things first, I'm gonna go grab that holographic shroud, which... Yep, stays here. Which, it's another one of those things that I just don't quite like about this game. It's good, it's cool, there's nothing bad about it by any means, but Adelaide's deserters dreamed of an independent life without board oversight. You taught them an important lesson. Never dream. Oh, okay. Yeah, it trivializes stealth in a way that I feel stealth shouldn't have been trivialized. And I don't mind it being in the game, but there isn't much of an option to use it. Alright, well, use the terminal. Messages for Alex Hawthorne. Hawthorne's unread messages. None. Or sorry, from you, Bedford. Subject, Re, thank you. Oh, I forgot to mention in my previous message, silly me, I'm mailing you a copy of my favorite serial, The Adventures of Singularity Steel. It's about a dashing space pirate with a heart of, well, steel. It's not exactly board approved, but don't go showing it around your spacer buddies. I hope it will amuse you while you're out adventuring. Any similarities to a certain someone are entirely intentional. Wink wink. You don't. Return to root. Or I should start one. Log entry 1. Note to self. Remember this later. No, better. Ada, remind me weekly to check this log until I tell you to stop. Yes, I mean continuously. No, Ada, not if I'm dead. Why would you even ask me that? Back to the point. I saw, in actuality, with my own 2 eyes, a sublimely powerful weapon in Wells' lab just sitting there for the taking. If the gray hair were to look away or forget about it, maybe, or if I had asked a smidgen more nicely, he called it a shrink ray, but wouldn't let me test that claim after I lost my temper. Said he was inspired to create the thing by the achievements of other scientists who dared to push the boundaries of human knowledge and decency laws. I had heard rumors of fantastic weapons like this one, weapons that push the boundaries of the mind and science's cutting edge, but I figured they were just stories, to be honest. Laying eyes on Wells' shrink ray firsthand is enough to make this fellow wonder if there's more to the rumors. More to be had. Or luck 2, there we go. Last time I got sloshed, was imbibing at the lost hope on the groundbreaker. Look, Udon was really free with the drinks. He seemed like an okay fellow. I shamelessly but subtlety I shamelessly but subtly eavesdropped on 2 Mardits yammering on about a mad scientist some years back who'd claimed he'd made a huge discovery that would change the fate of the colony. Like, none of us had ever heard that one before, but here's the good part. The Mardit said the mad scientist kept yelling about the hammer's power or something similar. A strange weapon with this special power created by a crazy lab coat? Sure fits the bill. Could be another one of the weapons that inspired Wells. Log entry 3. Why won't Wells just give the shrink ray to me? Blast him to the depths of the labyrinth on Tartarus and back. Let the records show I did apologize for shouting him down 5 times, but architect be damned, it's just sitting there neglected and gathering dust. I should have commandeered it and thanked him without asking permission or breaking expensive equipment when he said it wasn't ready yet, and that even if it were, he wouldn't entrust it to someone like me. What does that even mean, I ask? Am I not trustworthy enough? That I'd use it to wipe out the good, hard-working folk of the colony like some moralist psycho. I'll admit to maintaining some questionable associations, but I follow a strict code of me, myself, and mine. What's not to respect in that? Exactly. Now I will have to wait until Wells forgets or thinks he's misplaced it. In the meanwhile, I have been tracking down additional rumors pertaining to some other science weapons throughout Halcyon. If the gossips hold true, my next step will be to check with black market merchants on the Groundbreaker and in Fulbrook. Alright, and then we also have messages, the archive messages from Bedford. Dearest Alex, I can't tell you how pleased I am to finally hear from you. Your messages are hilarious. I'm delighted by your sense of humor and the tale of your hijinks. I hope your terminal will cooperate for the foreseeable future. By the by, I was scraping Groundbreaker's comm network for tasty little tidbits, and I noticed you declined to dock at Edgewater's landing pad and instead touched down in the wilderness. You rugged individualist, you. I only pray that idiot Thompson wasn't giving you any trouble. Anyway, I hope to I hope your meeting down on Terra 2 proved fruitful, and I look forward to your corresponding with greater regularity. Your best friend, Udom. From Bedford. Alex, I don't know where you were raised, but I'll hazard to guess it may have been a barn, because anyone with a modicum of decent rearing would know it's unforgivably rude to ignore the ardent, sincere messages of one's friends. Best, Udom. P.S. Please respond. 3. Urax, hello. Hope this finds you well, and it was a pleasure to see you in my office again last week. Once again, I'm terribly sorry for the impounding mix-up. How could it have happened a second time? Terminals these days, I swear. Dreadfully unreliable. Aha, just like your ship! I hope you've given some thought into the thing we discussed, you know, about the Wells fellow. I'm sorry to press, but I have the strangest tickling feeling that you really do know him, and if you could just tell me where he is, well, it would be marvelous for our friendship, wouldn't it? Looking forward to see you again, wingman. Wink. Your dear friend. From you, Bedford. Dear Alex. Hello, Udom here. Udom Bedford. When we met, I accidentally impounded your ship. My silly fat fingers embarrassing me once again. I hope it's not too terribly inconvenient for you, as it was such a pleasure for me, and I tremendously appreciate your forbearance in not throttling me. You really are quite the gentleman. If you're ever on the Groundbreaker airspace, or, well, space, please don't hesitate to look me up. The Lost Hope serves Spectrum vodka. Perhaps we could try every color? You know, really tie one on. Let me know, your friend Udom. Hawthorne sent messages. To you, Bedford. Look, there's no call for shouting. My terminal was busted. Had a few too many and might have knocked it off the desk. You know how it is. Sometimes you gotta cut loose. I'm not telling you where Wells is, so lay off. Buy me another drink at Lost Hope next time, and I'm in, and I might forgive you. A.H. Exit.
Make yourself at home, Captain.
I already was, Ada. Don't you worry. Alright. Wait. Oh, that goes to the Edgewater land path. Okay, so it probably just sets down wherever. Whip. Interesting. Navigation terminal. We have Monarch, Terra 2, Phineas's Lab, the Groundbreaker, and Cecilia. First, can we go to Phineas's Lab? Yes, we can.
Now arriving at Phineas's top secret orbital lab.
I guess we'll take both of you. Negotiate with Sprats for territory. Oh.
Hello? Can you hear me? Does this work? I'm just securing my ongoing experiments. And securing myself.
Alright, well, first things first. Is there any lootable stuff? A little bit. Not too much. Alright, back to the actual entrance. Open up.
Mind the mess. I haven't had a visitor since, in fact, I've never had a visitor.
Hello, Wells. What's this over here? Drink crate.
Aha! I see you found my portable molecular compression device, better known as Shrink-Ray. Find a target, point, shoot. The target will shrink down into a manageable size, whereupon you may commence beating them to a pulp. Feel free to try it on a marauder sometime.
Will do, Wells. What's on this? Messages. Hack 20 to bypass. You Blythe. I worked it out. Explain details later. Will be difficult to reproduce. Need your help. All necessary materials should be present on Halcyon, but locations elude me. Dumped new associate Dirtside Terra 2 near Edgewater. They have a stake on my purpose, but trust in them only about 23.7% at present. They're recovering a ship. Should be along any time. Just need to know where to send them. Let me know when you get this. Eager to be done.
Careful, that's my communications terminal.
Yes, that's why I was looking at it.
The Zesty Pigs make excellent test subjects. Also surprisingly nutritious.
Hello, Bubbles. Examine. Reminder. Obscure body in the SK system. You spent over 4 decades in space with nothing but the technology of this little chamber keeping you alive. The rest of your fellow colonists are still trapped in similar chambers waiting for you to restore them.
You from hibernation was my greatest accomplishment. Your odds of... your old hibernation mask. Had to remove it, you know, in case you were prone to vomiting.
Thank you. Dehibernation experiment notes. Raise core temperature another 5 Celsius over 1 hour. Dosage appears to be working. Slight diffs from process and cystipigs, not beyond expected boundaries. Microscopic assessments show no sign of sudden traumatic mass cell wall collapse, encouraging. Reminder, still need to mop up pig. Need to get a view into the cranium, see what's going on with the neurons. Oops, hand slip. Likely effects. Nothing important. May have different numbers in left heel. Who even needs that? Or may have numbness in left heel. Looking at sample, evidence of hyperactive production of dopamine and neuropyramine. Neuropinephrine? Neuropinephrine? Oh well. Curious. No effects, or no evidence of entropic effects on neurons, however. Very exciting. Now, if only I can keep them from exploding. Raise core temperature another 5 Celsius, 1 hour. Oops, forgot I had probe in the brain. Jostled with elbow, subject may suffer numbness in right earlobe. Acceptable. Feel ridiculous telling, mostly. Frozen slab of meat. You're doing fine, Scramble. Oh, this was on me. Practicing bedside manners important. AIDS recovery. Curious about the neurochemical production. Side effect of prolonged hibernation. Subject may experience Pachypsycha, exaggerated flight or fight response. Check brainwave. Found sharp uptick in perception or cognitive processing when I jostle the probe. Fascinating. Equivalent to speed of common fly's brain. Could be useful in stressful situations. Subject of time dilation. See world moving in slow motion. Would everyone on the Hope have this sort of brain damage, or is this particular to Scramble? Can't wait to awaken more from Hope. Study in detail. Is it even right to call the effect brain damage? Seems like enhancement to me. Who wouldn't want to on-call hyper-fast cognitive response? Am I envious? To expand the span of a breath to an eternity? To be able just for a moment to perceive the world in all its infinite detail. Core temp up, still stable. No sign of cell wall decay, neurological necrosis. Beginning next 5 Celsius over 1 hour cycle. Yes, I believe I do envy you, Scramble. Good to know. Experimental notes. Logs experiment 01173. Flash frozen organic material reverts back to its original cell structure when treated with tincture of dimethyl sulfoxide. The rate of explosive cell death is very respectable 6%. Bad news, difficult to acquire. Limited quantities of compound. Likely produced by Anticlero. Recently discontinued due to severe adverse reactions. Must find more. Logs experiment 00938. 0012. Artificial stasis successfully induced in specimen. 0217. Revivification complete. Cispig tissue returned to living state. Brain tissue suffered from rapid nuclearation. Attempting treatment. 0558. Treatment processing. Progressing. 0820. Treatment failed. Brain tissue irreparably damaged by rapid onset necrosis. 0851. Explosive cell death. 0949. Finished cleaning liquefaction remains of Cispig from laboratory floor, walls, equipment. Log 01083. 0216. Fresh out of Auntie Cleo's, experimenting with Space's Choice partially emulsified creamer substitute. 0218. Finished brewing. Added 2 ounces Space's Choice. 0220. Atrocious. Fell apart of self-dye on the inside. Felt part of self-dye on the inside. Reminder, add Space's Choice to the list. Note to self number 2. Buy more mouthwash. Syspig notes. Having spared one of my stock of experimental Syspigs to be used as a renewable source of nourishment, have named this lucky pig Bubbles. Giving an animal a name establishes rapport and creates a positive emotional bond. Allegedly improves flavor of tumors? Must look into that. Excellent creatures, Syspigs. Don't know how people used to survive without these genetic wonders of porcelain succulents. Slaughtering a pig for meat instead of harvesting tumors that ripen naturally, pulling off like flesh from mock apples off a tree, seems the height of barbarity, truly a miracle of modern science. No, return to root, personal files, hack 20, personal logs. Wrong button. Personal files. Personal logs. Entry 01037. Have procured the services of one Captain Alex Hawthorne of the Unreliable. I hope he didn't name the ship after the quality of his services. I'll be sending my new accomplice down to Hawthorne via escape pod as soon as the revival process is complete. Hawthorne should make for an agreeable companion, or at least an acceptable chaperone. Law willing, he isn't a total buffin. Alright. And lastly, let's talk.
Oh, thank the law. Your skin hasn't spontaneously changed color. Potential side effect of the revival process. Very rare, but you never know. Right. Welcome to my little habitation, such as it is. I've got caffeinoids, cysty bits, if you're into that sort of thing. So, welcome. Make yourself at home. My secret hideout is your secret hideout.
Any chance you could repair that monitoring device?
The one I gave you before your pod landed? Ruined beyond repair. Impossible to find replacement parts. That's Halcyon Manufacturing for you. Don't worry about it. I'm reasonably certain you're not going to spontaneously expire. No need to monitor your recovery.
That reminds me, I appreciate you pulling me out of the hope.
Not at all, my intrepid accomplice. I should thank you for tolerating my somewhat brusque manner. I only regret that I couldn't save more of your fellow settlers, what with being hunted by the board, and emptying my supply of necessary chemicals.
I want to talk to you about something else.
Of course. What's on your mind?
Is there some reason you're hiding behind bulletproof glass?
Oh, it's not you. I do experiments in that room. Some of them get quite scientific. The unexpected is to be treasured, but from a safe distance. Regardless, it's quite comfortable in here, you know. I have my beans, have my caffeinoids, plenty of toilet paper.
Got a moment to talk?
Absolutely. Let's talk.
Have you met my crew yet?
No, and I've been trying very hard to avoid making eye contact.
Nice to meet you, Dr. Wells. I'm Parvati Holcomb.
Wait, not another word. I don't want to know your name. I don't want to know who you are. Let's just enjoy our plausible deniability while it lasts, shall we? Why don't you just invite the entire colony to my secret, carefully concealed laboratory? It isn't as if I wanted privacy.
Do a little hospitality, Phineas.
Oh, very well. I can be a little cantankerous when I haven't had my caffeinoids. You have my apologies and so forth. For what it's worth, I am pleased that you found a crew, such as they are. You're a talented scientist, after all. Our kind has always been incredibly popular.
I'll talk to you later.
Of course, I'll be here, as usual.
We got what I wanted mostly. It doesn't look like he's going to be very forthcoming with much at all. That's useful. Alright. Well, onto the ship. And this is likely where we're going to end it today before we get on to get onto the space station. Thank you everyone for coming. It's been a wonderful time streaming this for you, and especially Hansavod for talking in chat. Always good to have a little bit of company like that. But this is where I'm gonna head off. Again, thank you very much for coming. If you're on Twitch, I encourage you to throw me a follow if you enjoyed it enough to want to see it again. If you're on YouTube, like and subscribe if you enjoyed it this much to watch it this far. And otherwise, feel free to tell me what I can improve on in the comments. It's always good hearing from people, and criticism is especially appreciated. Constructive criticism, of course, but still criticism. And now I shall bid you adieu. Goodbye.